a lot of these far-right Republicans, they did not like that McCarthy really needed to rely on these Democrats to pass continuing resolutions. They were not happy with that. So now we're back to the drawing board. A lot less certainty, obviously, with a new speaker. And the Senate is moving forward, but we will see whatever passes out of the Democratic-led Senate. It's unclear if the House is going to actually accept it.
Welcome to Reporter's Notebook, where we talk to the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the stories breaking on their beats. I'm Jim Antle. I'm joined today by Congressional reporter Samantha-Jo Roth. So SJ, we've had this long national, I don't know if I'd call it a nightmare, but I guess for people like you who have to report on it, it was kind of a nightmare. It's over now, and there is a Speaker of the House at long last.
Yes, finally a new Speaker of the House. Took about 3 weeks for them to be able to get this all done, but now the real work comes. And a lot of folks are really feeling like what we saw over the last 3 weeks was really a huge waste of time. That's what I'm hearing, on both sides of the aisle when we have some major deadlines that are coming up. Obviously November 17th is a huge one. That's government funding. Far right Republicans, they do not like to see these, continuing resolutions. Right. And unfortunately, with all of the time that we've seen wasted on electing a new speaker, of booting a bunch of different nominees out and in, it's starting to really look like it might need to be a reality at the end of the day.
And, having continuing resolutions was a major factor in why Kevin McCarthy lost his speakership.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of these far-right Republicans, they did not like that McCarthy really needed to rely on these Democrats to pass continuing resolutions. They were not happy with that. So now we're back to the drawing board. A lot less certainty, obviously, with a new speaker. And the Senate is moving forward, but we will see whatever passes out of the Democratic-led Senate. It's unclear if the House is going to actually accept it.
So in the Senate, we're still having to deal with the whole Tommy Tuberville military holds, but Senate Democrats think that they might have a way around it?
Right. So a bunch of Senate Democrats, they're working through some kind of loophole that is in the Senate Rules Committee. Basically, they're going to need the help of Republicans to be able to get this done. So basically what they're doing is they're looking to see if there are any Republicans who would. I've been told that there are a couple, but it is unclear if they're going to be able to do the votes. And basically what this rule would do is it would allow them to advance all of these nominations in a big grouping. And that has been the big problem we've seen all along is basically what we've seen is if Senate Democrats were able to advance some of these holdups, it would eat up some very, very valuable floor time. It would take a really long time. So they're hoping that they're able to get enough Republicans on board to do this, but there are also a lot of Republicans who agree with what Tuberville is doing. They agree with the abortion policy, that they should get rid of it. So it's really unclear if they're going to be able to do something, but this is the first, major advancement or any kind of development that we've seen in a long time. So we will see what they're going to do with this.
So in Arizona, it was thought that we might have this matchup with Kari Lake and Blake Masters. He ran for Senate last time while she was running for governor. Lake's gotten into the Senate race. Masters, it looks like he's picking a different seat to run for.
Yeah, it looks like Blake Masters, he's looking at the Congressional District 8 race instead of running against Kari Lake, who is seen as a major favorite, obviously, among the Republican Party. So Masters is looking at this Phoenix-based district. Important note, Abe Hamada, who was the Attorney General candidate last cycle, he is running, and there are several others, including the House Speaker of the Arizona House. He's considering a run, and he's already received Debbie Lesko, who is vacating that seat, her endorsement, even though he hasn't actually announced. So Masters really looks like he wants to run.
Right.
He wants to be a candidate. There are obviously a lot of questions about, I spoke to some sources. He had some comments last cycle about privatizing Social Security.
Right.
That was seen as a major blunder. And this particular district has a lot of retirees. So he's going to have to answer to those folks. He also lives in Tucson, which is 2.5 hours from that district.
Right.
Some folks in Arizona say that doesn't necessarily matter, but he does not reside in that district.
Yeah, those are a couple of political issues that could become really potent if he gets in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Samantha-Jo.
Thank you.
You can read SJ and the rest of our political team's coverage at washingtonexaminer.com.